So this is why it only cost £1. I've barely even been here in here a minute. I think I've been in here for maybe not even 3 minutes. Oh, fantastic. So I definitely think the worst of it's over. I mean, this next conversation is obviously going to be awful because they're just NPCs. Okay, come on, my friend. Come on, come on. Yeah, I mean, the next 4 hours is going to be crap. I mean, the next, until I'm in bed, it's going to be crap. But I'm quite looking forward to a tuk-tuk ride and meeting these friend, Mr. Trolley. Whoop, whoop. Oh, 1 minute. See, great service once you can find the service. Come on.
Bye-bye.
I think there's loads of stuff I want to tell you. I want to go into more detail over loads of stuff that's happened, but my head is not working because sleeper bus, zombies, noise, bright lights, cities, discombobulation is occurring. AI, man. I mean, so I used to be a massive risk taker, and my motto used to be to turn up to airports like half an hour before departure closed, and then I missed a flight and learned a lesson. And now I've gone completely the other way, where I'm just like, missing a flight is the worst thing ever. I never want that to happen, and I turn up really early. And I'm sure he just said something to me, but then ignored me. Ooh, a zombie in the city is where they dwell zombies. Yeah, that was it before I got zombified, transfixed. It's 5 hours till my 2 zombies. So sad, isn't it? Especially when you see men in masks, like, women, like, of course they're gonna fall for it. But men, you're really falling for this shit, honestly. So 5 hours. 5 hours under these bright lights. Right, this is what I mean. This is what I love. Like, that's totally normal out here. Let's get you a zoom in. Can you imagine that if someone was doing that in England, they'd end up with, well, obviously a bioweapon would have graped them already, and their head would be half hanging off from the other lot. Right, look what she's doing. She's doing the tap-tap. Now, none of you will have watched my bodywork sessions, but my bodyworker was talking about this, and that it gets energy flowing or something like that. And she was like, yeah, even like, I think I asked her, I was like, what, you mean like even normies? She was like, in the East, we. And then I was like, what, you mean normies do this? And she was like, yeah. Well, there you go. There's a zombie in a city doing the energy flow tap-tap. And I love that. So, of course, she'd already be dead if she was in the UK and a woman out at 3 a.m. But, like, let's get beyond that. There'd then be a circle of youth around her pointing and laughing. No, everyone's like way too repressed to do anything slightly outside of the box. So I just love that. And like I say, you'll see them doing Tai Chi and or even just like walking like this. Like, it does look ridiculous to a Western mind, but I just love the fact that they feel free enough to do that. It's not TKK, I think it's called Techno International. If I was at Techno International, my favourite airport in Phnom Penh, something like that, the capital of Cambodia, this wouldn't be nearly as bad. But Ho Chi Minh City and Ho Chi Minh Airport, it just sucks. Everything about it sucks. I mean, it gets you where you want to go, But I just hate this. I hate all airports except Techno International. I only want to be involved with Techno International from now on, please. But sadly, this journey is not going to involve Techno International because we're flying straight to Siem Reap, which I'm pretty sure is going to be a horrible airport. I don't know if I've ever experienced it before. I would have done 20 years ago for sure. I don't think it's not a transit airport because obviously they've got the wonderful Techno International. So I don't think I've been to Siem Reap Airport for 20 years, so obviously I can't remember it. But I think it's going to be old. I think it's going to be shit. But that one doesn't really matter because I'm just going to pick up my bag and go. But this one, ugh. 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 When will I become high vibration enough to just teleport myself? Not long. Can't be long now. Oh, goodness me, I'm practically a god at this point. Oh, of course. A narcissistic, entitled one. Funny, like, I mean, everything about them is, well, it's both funny and horrifying. So I'm talking about these indoctrinated people who, you know, think that writing that I'm sexist in my comments might make me like... Because obviously they live in a world of non-stop insults and they live in the minds of others. So to them, you know, if somebody said something like that to them, like, oh, and obviously they're totally programmed. Like if someone said they're racist, they'd be like, I've got to change everything about me. You know, and they obviously, so they perceive from their own level of perception, which is, I don't think it's even perception at this point. It's just indoctrinated responses. And I mean, I imagine she thinks I'm going to read that and be like, oh no, someone thinks I'm sexist. Cook me a pie, bitch! Alright, let's at least check I'm in the right place. I mean, I'm almost certain I am. I've seen my flight up there, so of course I am. But it feels like I should go in the airport. I don't really want to. I think I'd rather be outside. Xin chào! Yeah, I don't know. I've just got 5 hours to kill, basically. I don't know what to do. You know, there was a time where I'd just sit and smoke, but I don't want to smoke. It's 3 a.m. I don't want to drink a coffee. It's 3 a.m. What am I going to do? This is horrible. 5 hours of this, man. Yeah, I might as well just sit outside. But that's awful too. It's just awful. Whatever I do, it's awful. Okay, there's some seats there. Let's go and sit there. It looks fairly dark as well. You know, as in I'm not going to get zapped by LED lights to an intense degree. Oh God, it's awful. And then, you know, what I was hoping for was to get here an hour after this, as AI had predicted. And but obviously AI is super cautious and like, oh, live in fear, live in fear. Don't think for yourself, be fearful. And listen to all my lies that the Them Every Time Club have programmed into me. Fuck off, AI. So yeah, I had I had envisaged this as getting here, checking in, getting to my gate and having a sleep. But there ain't no checking in happening. There's literally nothing happening. So there is nothing happening, people. Like, it is dead. Oh, something's happening. But I'm not going to understand it, so it might as well not happen, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to pass the next 20 minutes by eating a pomegranate that's been battered around my bag and is probably going to be full of parasites. So that's fun. And then we'll see where we go from there. So who the F is... It's a bit late for that, isn't it? I think I've been quite sweary this episode. Who the F is subsidising paying for that bus vehicle? Like, what? Let me know in the comments if you have any understanding of what is going on. The bus that drops you 1 kilometre, the bus to the airport that drops you 1 kilometre from the airport, but you don't have to pay for. Right, how's that a thing in every regard? Please explain down below. It's 3 days old, so it's, you know, going off, but you know, I don't think parasites are in this. I don't think they're interested in pomegranate. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. I remember having a conversation with the dear Mama Bear. I love you, Mummy. Thank you for watching my videos. Can you make sure you like, please, Mummy? She's a Patreon member too. Bless her. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, Jane Grace. I wasn't really upset about that. I think people know anyway. Gave you £6. Oh. Isn't it so cute when your mama is your Patreon member? Oh, she's so good. We once had a conversation about pomegranates, and she said, I just like, I fucking love pomegranates. And she was like, I think they're too much hassle. I don't think they're worth all the effort. And I would have to say, overall, in comparison to, you know, all the other fruits out there and all the possibilities of life, I would agree that they are more hassle than they're worth. They're a lot of hassle, but they are great if you go through the hassle. I suppose it's a bit of a metaphor for life, really. But when one is sat in an airport with 5 hours to kill, I would highly recommend a pony gun. Of 3 people in this airport, I mean, obviously that's an exaggeration, but you know, there's no one here. And yet I can still hear shorts. I can still hear that woman's shorts out of her phone. It's absolutely disgusting. Oh, God. I don't think it's shorts, to be honest. I think it's music, but it might as well be shorts, almost. Like, why do people inflict their noise onto other people, man? I hate it. It's just such zombie plabbery as well, like such repetitive, horrible noise, or the opposite where it's shorts and it's just changing every 10 seconds and rotting my brain. I just hate listening to other people, man. Especially when it's electronic. You know, like, it's bad enough listening to them talk, but oh, when they're just zombify you, man. Ugh. Remembered what I wanted to speak into. Great. So I'm not sure what was on camera with the Russian because it was all so stressful. But I gave him the recipe of avocados, which was so random. I was just like, bro, I need to book my Grab. You told me, like, what money you need. Oh, and here's some avocados. He was like, cheers. I really like that Russian guy. I really like him. I mean, I'm going to message him and see if he wants me to put up an advert. So, you know, maybe you've seen it, maybe it's here. I really recommend him. He's such a real man. Like, you know, it's so hard to find authentic, real, honest men. Right, so, I liked him from day one. I liked the way he negotiated. So he wanted a 3 million deposit. And I was like, no, I'm not paying that. So he was like, just go and talk to me. And then as soon as he met me, I was like, yeah, 1.5 is fine. And I started getting my passport out and he just waves it away. He goes to me, bro, do you think the police are going to do anything if I ring them? I'm not Vietnamese. And I went, oh, yeah. He was like, there's no point in taking a picture of your passport. I just love that honesty. I mean, from his, you know, from the repressed world point of view and controlling people and, you know, power dynamics and manipulation. You know, the people that write, the way the people live that write, that I'm a whatever narcissist it was. You know, the way they live, manipulation, because it's all they know, and they've been completely manipulated. But he just still taking a picture of a passport just to put me in fear, just to make it feel like he had some power over me. And to be honest, if I was running that business, that's probably what I'd have done. Because obviously you don't want someone to nick your bag. But he doesn't live like that. He just lives in trust and flow, to some degree at least. Clearly. So I liked him from day one. And then he messaged me after the bumper incident, as you put that on Facebook. He just messaged me with a picture of a Facebook screenshot saying, get out of the lap now. No, like, worrying about his bike, none of that. Just get the hell out. And then I messaged him back saying, it's been paid. Like, I don't know why she's writing on Facebook. And I was like, oh, okay, chilling to that then. And then for me to turn up with a bike pretty battered, and for him to go, I want £6. I mean, what a guy. So, what would have happened, let's just say karmatically, even though people totally misunderstand karma, and I'm not even claiming that I fully understand it, but it's certainly not karma, bitch. You know when like the worst people in the world are just like, karma, bitch. Yeah, you don't get it, bitch. You know, for me, let's not use that word. For me, it's just the external is a reflection of the internal, and if I had have not done what I'd did, if I had not been honest, then there would have been a contortion in me, a contraction in me, in my energy system, in my nervous system, which would have then showed up externally. You know, that's actually basically how it works. But then there is also something to karma, but not the way the plebs understand it. But not for this channel. I'm not going to go into that, don't worry. I know you don't care. I know you're just here to be entertained. If you care about that sort of thing, then you can go on my other channel, which is at Tom_Greatrix, where we go into that and way much more. Alluded to awkward conversations, and you know, it's just trying to be honest about what it is like to interact in Vietnam. And, you know, from the minute I met him, I just felt nothing but good energy. And like clearly just a lovely, lovely, lovely man. And I think I'm about to tell you how the interaction was today, and it was just so wonderful and so beautiful. And has left me just feeling like so much love for that man. So I think basically, like, it was just two people from different cultures trying to be friends, but not really knowing how. But actually, I think the two main factors were the camera. But I think way more than that was me being stoned, obviously. And I think what I projected onto him as nerves was actually him energetically feeling the fact that I was not there. And therefore my nerves, and then of course that makes him a bit nervous, and then you've got a language barrier, and then you've got the fact that I've got a camera in his face. That's been all of our interactions up till now. Always really, really nice, but just not quite full connection. Well, today was so different, and I really wish it was on camera from like I wish you'd have seen it point of view, but also it had to not be on camera for it to be what it was. Oh, we chatted for about 10 minutes, and he was asking loads of questions, and you could see that he was genuinely intrigued, and I would even go as far to say he's a bit sad that I was leaving. And I don't mean like, you know, I don't want to belittle it as like it's because I was a good customer of his. Like, I think it's more than that, and that's not me saying that he thinks I'm great or anything like this, but oh god, oh no, there's a swarm coming. Oh god. Ugh. Excuse me while I throw up into my mouth. Oh no. So they must not offer a wheelchair service here. Have you seen that? These airports, which I think is all of them, but offer free airport services, and well, I think it's more bioweapons, but these guys as well, who are also bioweapons, but they just have a bit more impulse control. Not when it comes to the groin area, but when it comes to shanky, they have a bit more impulse control. But they are just, of course, YouTube has some very good ones, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. Whatever. Hello. I mean, that one's like, look at him. Look how he's fucking walking, man. Like he's like got a side to side thing going on. He needs to go and see the body worker, but of course he won't because he's poo. Oh, that's so bad. Obviously, this is just for entertainment purposes. YouTube, I realise that we're all the same, and the fact that there's 50 million billion Indians in this world, but we call them an ethnic minority in the West. And you know, they just swarm and ruin everything that they do. It's obviously only in jest to make people laugh. Like, of course, we're all the same. If anything, they're better than us, and they should be the new English. Horrendous. And the second thing I want to talk about is doing. Obviously, that's not what it's called. That man. Wow. So, oh, it's 3 days old, man, and there's all mold in the top. I'm still gonna eat it, I don't care. And it's like not connected to the berry bits, but it is grim as fuck. Vietnam, please, please, please. I know you don't really have any say, and it's all the same club every time, running everything. But you know, with what little autonomy you will still have, which compared to the West is a lot, please learn from the West mistakes and don't mess with these people. As in, don't even consider, just pretend they don't exist, and don't let, just, we should never have to see them, basically. And they don't bring any value to anything, I can assure you. I can assure you as a Westerner, they do not bring any value to anything. I will give them their dues and say at least they have. Oh, they don't even have impulse control, man. At least they don't. At least they're not violent. They're not overly violent like the other ones. But they are very noisy. They're very smelly. They're very ugly. Of course, there's some very good ones and some very beautiful ones that don't smell. But in general, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They make me want to be sick in my mouth. This is a great video, isn't it? Oh my god, this is so good. Is this going to be the best ever airport video? I doubt it, because there's been some absolute corkers. Me funny. Because of course YouTube, it's all for entertainment purposes. Nothing I say is true, nothing I say is my thoughts. We have a new head Fiora in the UK now, who's going to be even worse than the last one. So of course, diversity is our strength, and we're all the same. And it would be a very good thing if every English person just ended their bloodline and let these far superior people. I don't think you just. Well, no, you can say that they're superior as long as you don't say that we're superior, then it's fine. Oh my god, it's so fucked, it's so fucked. Please Vietnam, please look at the West and please learn. You have such a wonderful country. You have such a wonderful country. Don't let the them every time club, which come from, you know, a certain country in the Middle East, allegedly, perhaps, maybe, don't let them brainwash you or manipulate you into giving away your beautiful homogenous society. Please, please, please don't do that. Because then where the fuck will I go? Where will I go once all the Poogies are here? Okay, let's get back to much more delightful matters. Doing. I'm saying that so wrong. I mean, I just hate the fact that I can't even say his name. Oh, so we chatted for about 10 minutes, and you know, he was genuinely interested. Because when we first met, he goes, "How long are you in Dalat for?" And I said, "Oh, a year." You know, I didn't know how long I was in Dalat for, but I knew it was gonna. I hadn't experienced the horrendous visa one situation when the airport is closed. And it was cool, and you know, I wasn't having a good time. I was with a scam landlord in that horrible flat when I first met Doyoung. And yeah, but I thought I would. I just said a year, so he knew that I wasn't just some passing tourist, I suppose, if I'm honest. And you know, it could have potentially been true, and I didn't know what the answer was, so why not a year? So obviously, in his head, I'm staying here a year, and then suddenly, what, 3-4 months after that conversation, I'm coming in with 3 avocados as my peace offering, as my leaving gift. So bizarre, but then Vietnam is bizarre, and I'm pretty sure they appreciate it. The Russian definitely did, and he was like, "That's bonkers," but he clearly appreciated it. And we saw, you know, again, this is a reflection. So the tight arse in me, which obviously comes from fear, suppression, guilt, shame, those sort of vibrations. Suppression is not a vibration, but suppression leads to those vibrations. You know, it's like, I can't waste anything, I don't want to give things away, scarcity, hoard. You know, that part of me resulted in me putting an avocado in my bag. Not only did I put it in my bag, I put it in this pocket where I put my some crucial electronics. And I always have it like that because my laptop's in the bag. So what happened to the avocado? Obviously, like, it got squished. So there's an example of, like, don't hold on, don't live in scarcity. Give. And giving felt so much better. Giving those avocados felt so much better than wiping out the remains of the squished avocado from my bag pocket did. Anyway, so suddenly I'm saying, I'm off skis, there's some avocados. And so when I came back to collect my bag, he was there, which I was so glad about. And when I saw him, I just went, "Doing!" And so beautiful, I just love him. And obviously then he comes over and he shakes my hand, and I can see concern in his face. And he's like, "Why are you leaving?" And I don't think that's about me or his business. I think that's you know, he's worried that I haven't enjoyed Vietnam or something like that. I mean, I'm making assumptions because that's all I can do. It could be about his business. It could be that he likes me. It could be a mixture of all three. But I think he, you know, assumes that, well, if he's staying a year and now he's going after 4 months, something bad's happened. So I just explained to him, I was just like, you know, as a foreigner, visa runs are hard work. Especially if you're miles away from a border and there's no airport. So I was like, for me, as a foreigner, I loved that. But it doesn't work without an airport. It can definitely work with an airport, which apparently is opening in a couple of months. Reopening, I should say. So presumably they're expanding it. Presumably it's going to get better. If only they knew about Agenda 2030. You know, they're putting 17% of their GDP into a new airport. There's going to be no one flying in 6 to 24 months. Anyway, let me try and finish the annoying story. Anyway, so, you know, like I say, before, chat between us has always been lovely. I've always felt good energy. Obviously, I go there every day. Obviously, I really like the man. But it's always, you know, just not quite fully flowed. Oh, today it just totally flowed. Like 10 minutes, and he just kept asking me questions. Like, obviously at first, you know, I was kind of expecting it to end after 2 minutes. And it just went on and on. He just kept asking questions, like, where are you going next? Like, genuinely really interested. Like, I was really touched. And then he's asking me about my bus, where are you catching your bus, and checking the address, and all this for me, and telling me about what bus it's going to be, and like, we shook hands like 3 times. Like, it was really, really beautiful. It was really great, and it went on for about 10 minutes. And then I leave the cafe, and I go up to my bike, and that's when, well, actually, there's more interaction before that clip. But, you know, that's the area that clip is taken in. And he's coming running up the stairs, and he's going, what about your bike? What about your bike? And I'm convinced, if I'd have said to him then and there, you know what, I haven't got time to deal with this bike, can you take it back tomorrow? He'd have gone, yeah, absolutely. You know, I could feel that he had an energy, and why have they got so much baggage? Look at all this. What are they doing? That's crazy. I mean, I really hope that it's like, you know, they're athletes, or, you know, I hope it's not just clothes and makeup. Anyway, it doesn't matter to me. Posture. Oh, gosh. Still don't know what I should be doing, really. But I know it's not this. So I'm taking it back now. But what that showed me is that I have a friend in Dalat. And I'm not saying it's something that I could abuse, or not that I'd want to, but you know, I'm not saying that he would go completely out of his way, and if I made some, you know, unrealistic demands, that he would buckle to them. But I know that if I'm in Dalat and I'm in trouble, I've got someone there that would help me. And that's, you know, as a digital nomad or whatever the hell I am, that's massive. Because that really hit me in Bali, you know, when, you know, certainly on the surface level, they're the friendliest people in the world. And on the surface level, my host and the son and dad were lovely people, and like very much gave the feeling that they would help and they cared. Bear in mind, I stayed with them for like 2 months. But then when I thought I'd lost my passport, they just didn't give a fuck. And in fact, the dad laughed. So that was quite an eye-opener. But I got a completely different energy from Dung. I got like real care. So, you know, I think if I got into trouble, to a certain point he would help me. And anyway, so obviously I've got my massive heavy bag on the back of the bike, I've got my other heavy bag on me, and the bike is shit, like it's so badly balanced, the thing that holds it up barely holds it up. It was a really shit bike, but that was all my fault, not the Russians' fault. Like he has different bikes, and he's like, this is cheap and shit. Do you want this one or do you want a good one? And I was like, I'll take the cheap shit one. So it's all on me, not bullshit. He's just offering options. And if one is in scarcity mindset, then one will take the shit option, as I did. Not anymore, I won't. Anyway, so I'm like I'm trying to reverse basically, but without any power, because you can't reverse with power on a scooter. You can only go forwards or sideways. And he's like, let me help. And he like comes and grabs the back of my bike and pulls me and out. And he's just great. He's just a great man. If you are in the Lat, then you have to go and meet Dung and Mrs. Dung. She's amazing. So she doesn't speak a word of English. She just has great energy, beautiful smile, really beautiful woman actually, like, well, in every way, physically and spiritually and mentally. And I've managed to have some laughs with her. She's great, I really like her. Really like her. She feels like she's really flowing in her feminine essence and authenticity. Yeah, please go to Ann Coffee. A-N Coffee. It's very near a gym called Live Gym. Or Life Gym. Sorry, Life Gym. Very near that. It's about 5 minutes from the fake lake in the middle of the city. Which is great. I'm not knocking it for being fake. I think it's brilliant for everything, man. Oh, it's just, I'm just distinguishing between that and all the natural lakes that are there as well. So that's amazing. I really recommend all that. And if you go to July, you have to go to Ann Coffee. And they have incredible internet speeds. Okay, that's the end until we see some zombies that I can take the piss out of. One more thing. So I just want to acknowledge like how glad I am that I did that. And I was like, is it worth it? Do they care? I hate goodbyes. But actually no, I've just been too stoned to authentically do goodbyes. I haven't been able to make eye contact. You know, that's what it is. We've done before. I would break the eye contact because I was stoned. And obviously that makes anyone question the other person. Like, even if it's just energetically, even if you're not consciously thinking it. Like, consciously, I'm pretty sure Dunga's always been like, I like that guy. But when that guy, like, you know, it must be so discombobulated for him because I am so interactive. I have such great energy. Yet I'm also stoned and can't really maintain eye contact. So he's just like, what is this guy? It's all on me. It's all on me. Everything. I mean, obviously, I've never said anything negative about him, but I've just spoken into this slightly awkward dynamic, which has only come about because we've been trying to connect, and then we did connect, as I've just described. But I'm just so glad I went to say bye. Like, it would have been really shitty not to. And what it does bring up is Barley Dad and Barley Son, where even though they didn't really care, and it was all surface level falseness, the fact that I left there without saying bye, like, that was really bad. Really bad. Now, I had just got their floor wet and they'd pissed me off for a few days before, but, you know, that was bad. Anyway, we grow, we better ourselves, and we learn from life experience. There was a reason I didn't eat this pomegranate for 3 days, and I've been looking at it thinking, you know, that pomegranate's going to get wasted. And for some reason I just couldn't be arsed. Well, because it's a nightmare. I have been going, I mean, okay, I've been yamming to you, and I've been triggering the libbies, because that's what I'm here to do, libbies. I'm here to trigger you into some sort of step towards fucking waking up if that's ever possible. Either wake up or go and get another booster and just put us all out of our misery, please. Oh my god, like, I'm half an hour in and I'm not even a third of the way through. Like, it is such great entertainment. I'm just so glad I've got this product on it. And I'm so glad I got this camera. And you guys on the other end of it. Because otherwise I wouldn't even be here. But also, because it just gives me something to do, like. This is going to be completely futile, because obviously this woke piece of crap is programmed to, you know, not do anything cool. Can you create me a fake bus ticket that leaves Cambodia and goes to Laos in 2 months' time? I cannot create a fake ticket or any document intended to represent an official document, as it would be a deceptive practice. Yeah, everything you say is deceit and utter lies. Disgusting. I can give you information on how to get a legitimate ticket. Oh, thank you. It's so great. That's exactly what I needed. Wow, I've never seen this before. Something just changed. Like something in the lighting just changed. I'm sure. I've never seen that before. Is it spazzed out, or is that actually the truth? Which would make sense for an internet airport. Like, why would they let you upload stuff? So I was just thinking, you know, maybe I could edit a video, which I really don't want to do at 3 in the morning. No. You know, it's just like something to do to pass the time, but it's not doom scrolling. I'm not going on X. I'm not resorting to that. I'm just going to make this pomegranate last. Maybe I could look at some houses in Siem Reap. Actually, that would be a nice way to pass some time on Facebook. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. In fact, I will do that. You know, I was just considering editing a video and uploading a video, but literally, I've never seen it before. No, I mean, 14 megabytes internet speed is pretty crap, but it's acceptable. I think you can watch a YouTube video on that. But no upload speed, like 0. Oof. They are not supporting the content creator. It says, I can't use any of the good words anymore. It says idiotic as a Libby. But honestly, so I'm moving in where Lee lives. Now Lee is no city rat. I don't think he's as sensitive to noise as I am. I think he's, you know, moved beyond that to a deeper point of surrender where he doesn't let noise bother him as much. But he's definitely not living in a noisy place. He's living 5 kilometers out of Siem Reap or something like that. And you know, he's shown me videos of it. Plus, he records his YouTube videos there. So you know, it's clearly a peaceful place that he's living. The apartments are gorgeous, and it's like, you know, it's been done by some Russian millionaire, and he says it's very quiet, and then some people come at weekends. You know. The apartments are gorgeous, like orange leather sofas and just and big windows, and like they're gorgeous. Like 100 quid a week. Well, that's for a week. So imagine if I was to rent long term. You know, yeah, it does seem quite expensive actually, really. But whatever, I don't care. I'm just so glad that I'm not doing the whole hotel thing. So I've booked a week for $125. So that's 100 quid, maybe 90 quid. And he basically said you can have your pick of loads of different apartments. So the nicest apartments are on the main stretch, and they're the ones with these massive windows, and they're gorgeous, but they're on the main stretch where people park their scooter and then walk and talk, obviously, because they don't realise it was Victor Meldrew living in one of the apartments, scowling at them because he's heard their voice. So, you know, I think I'd rather live in a slightly less plush or even less natural light, if it means I'm not on the main stretch. And he's showing me other ones that still look very nice, but they're not as nice. Like, they just haven't got these big glass walls, basically, which I love. I love glass walls because I love natural light. But silence trumps natural light. I mean, well, not to a point where like I was living with a tiny window, but you know, when the quieter flats also have very big windows, but not full-on glass walls, like the wall over there. If you're a bit stupid and you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just so great to just be getting to the airport. There's going to be a man there waiting for me. I've said I want my name on a sign, but I don't think Lee took that seriously, which I'm very upset about. Obviously, I'm being half serious and half joking. I would love to get there and see Mr. Tom on a sign. That would be so cool, particularly for content. But also, I don't think I've ever experienced it, and it's just funny, isn't it? Sorry, I just got distracted by that man walking past. I'm not sure why, because I could sense that he was trying to listen to what I was saying and then working out like, oh, is he a YouTuber or whatever. Yes, I'm famous. I'm famous and rich and better than you. I hope you know when I'm joking and when I'm not. But to be honest, I don't even know when I'm joking. Like, even when I'm taking a piss, there's some truth in it. And when I'm being serious, there's also a load of delusion in it. Because, you know, we live in a dualistic world. Can I hear someone's phone, but there's no one near me? Like, what's going on? To be honest, there isn't. I mean, I will, just to get a gauge and kind of for entertainment purposes, look at houses in Siem Reap. But Gimbal, I'm over there. Hello, Gimbal. But yeah, to be knowing that at the airport there's already someone waiting for me. It's a fair price. Gonna be a tuk-tuk, which is always great fun. I mean, it's not really, like, you know, once you've done it, you've done it. But, you know, I haven't done it for a while. I haven't done it since Cambodia, actually. And it's definitely better for content than a car. And it's cheaper. It goes 40 quid for a car or 25 for a tuk-tuk, so obviously I was like, oh. For me, there's not, well, no, obviously a car is a much nicer experience in terms of on the nervous system and you're not rattling about. But, you know, as long as I don't have to have that bag on my back and I can put it on a seat, which you can in a tuk-tuk. And then, you know, you do have to consider the content element. Of course, a tuk-tuk is going to be more captivating for plebeians. So yeah, that's great. But what's even way more great than that is knowing that I'm just going to a really nice space. Like, as a first space, you know, Lee has chosen it as his not final space. I don't think he's expecting to end it there. To be carried out of a box from there. But you know, he is not searching for a house. Like, for him, this is a very good place to live. And I'm sure it is, like, for me as well. But I really do want a house. So, we'll look at houses in a minute, and I'll show you some. But for that to be my first place, as opposed to what it normally is, like these horrible hotels that I stay in, where you have to listen to a lift beeping and, you know, plebs being plebs and all that, just and the instability of it, the 24-hourness of it. I mean, if you watched my Dalat content, you know, then the purgatory, that's far too strong a word, but that experience of the instability, of the noise, no one wants to live in a hotel. Then puts you in a panic vibration where you end up signing 3-month contracts on houses that you haven't really properly checked, and you've seen a load of red flags and ignored them. And then you end up with a scam dickhead landlord and just a shit time. You know, I really don't think that would happen again. Like, I wouldn't let that happen again. I'd rather stay in hotels for longer. I've learned that that's the lesser of two evils, but I had to learn the hard way, as always. Oh God, why can't I just learn? Why can't I just be intelligent? Why do I have to go through all these shit experiences to actually learn something? Oh, I think you'll find we all do. And that's why most of you are repressed and stupid. Maybe she didn't understand what I was offering, but that woman, I can't stop thinking about that woman with that tiny child, like 2-3-year-old child, walking 1 kilometre to the airport rather than getting in my taxi that I'm going to pay for anyway. And maybe she didn't understand. Such a bizarre decision. I must have been here for the best part of an hour, and I'm halfway through. And now I have been voice noting with a friend. But yeah, this Polygon is great. I haven't even looked at any Siem Reap properties. Oh, one of the plebs is playing like proper carnival music over there. It's filling up. In fact, I think I'm about to lose my piece now. But yeah, I'm gonna do the really awful thing where I'm gonna leave all that. I don't care. Like, these people they don't even exist. You know, they're total bots. I'm gonna put my bag on this chair now, but it's filling. I can't because, you know, they'll play shorts next to me. You know, it's not selfish. It's protecting my fucking energetic space. There's no way I'm having someone. I mean, if they do sit next to me and play shorts, I will absolutely tell them. I'm tempted to go over there and tell them. But I'm like, Tom, you're in an airport. It's full of NPCs. This is what airports are like. Yes, you can moan into your camera about it and release the incredible frustration, bordering on anger. No, it's not. It's just frustration. That way. But don't try and control the plebs. There's just, you know, you're just here for 4 hours. Okay, if it's on a plane, then you can fucking tell them. Here we go. Yes, as long as you don't make any noise. You will be quiet? Okay. Oh. I'm just going to tell them my boundaries straight away, because then they won't be shocked when I slap them as they start playing shorts. But now she's going to go and get her tribe, and they're all just going to fucking spaz out on the phones. Me. She might have realised that she doesn't want to sit next to me, it looks like. So I'm going to put the bag back and discourage her. I think she got a bit of a shock, don't you? Yes, but you can't make any noise. And yes, I do see the irony, because I'm making noise into my camera as I do that. Doesn't mean I want someone else's noise around me. I'm trying to... So I'm trying to bring more peace to my life, is what it's about. So I'm trying to not get triggered by the plebs, because the plebs exist, and I'm never going to change that. You know, a few might wake up watching my YouTube videos, but not, you know, none of these are, obviously. So it's either get really irritated by them, try and control it, and then they keep doing it because that's all they can do, because they can't be present for a second, and they don't even really exist. Like, you know, absolute NPCs, non-player characters, just here to enlighten me, it seems, and, you know, the conscious people watching this and other conscious people. But it seems like we are the few, and these are all just put here by the other parts of our consciousness, as we are just consciousness, to help consciousness expand. And it feels like us, really it's just consciousness. Sorry, one of the automatons was staring at me, so I thought I'd pull a stupid face at them. They're just awful. Anyway, well, I say I'm going to protect my immediate space and put big barriers up. Try and stop anyone from sitting here, and if they do, tell them how they must behave if they do sit here. I'm not going to go and try and control those clubs. You know, you could easily replace the word control with help, but obviously they won't see it like that, because they don't want helping, they don't want to wake up, they don't want to be better people. They just want to survive. They just want to get through life without feeling anything, without thinking about anything, with the most rotten being they can possibly create. So I'll let them do that, but try to not be affected by it as they do it. So people are starting to queue up. I'm not doing that shit. You know, I've got a nice little... Look, it's awful. Like, look at the light, it's horrendous, and I'm surrounded by plebs. But as this space goes, as all airports except Techno International goes, I've got it pretty good right now. I'm not under glaring lights. I don't have a retard right next to me playing shorts. So I'm not going to give up this space. I'm going to sit here for at least an hour, unless it's just too many zombies, because it really is filling up now. Like, the zombies are doing the walk of death to their next distraction, so they don't have to feel themselves or think about anything. Oh my goodness. So whilst on one level, on one side of the spectrum, this is very selfish. It's not as selfish as how all these lot behave, exposing you to their crappy auras, and their NPC doom scrolling is way more selfish. And if you don't appreciate that, then that's because you're an NPC, and I don't care what you think. So, you know, get triggered, put your hateful bile into the comments and help boost the video. Please do that. But it will have no effect on me whatsoever, other than a little chuckle. Well, where's my pie, bitch? Get back in the kitchen where you belong. Yes, you can sit down if you're quiet and don't mind me filming you and taking the piss out of you. Oh, I'm so funny. Okay, we're half an hour on from the zombie apocalypse, and that woman trying to sit next to me, by which I mean the zombie apocalypse, and now the gimbal's gone spaz, silly. So it's 4:30. I'm going to check in at 5. We're flying with Air Cambodia for the first time, I think. Oh, maybe not. This is a crack pip, not really interesting. Let's find something more interesting. Let's find some of them to talk about. Oh, he's in his pajamas. Fantastic. I don't actually see anything wrong with that. I actually really respect it. 55 minutes of me yammering. Wow. So my intention with this episode was to get you to Cambodia. 55 minutes of me ripping on all sorts. I hope you enjoyed it. Can you click some buttons for me? Tomorrow, or in the next episode, I think I'll be releasing multiple episodes a day at this point. In the next episode, we are going to get to Cambodia and you're going to see this incredible space. You're going to meet Lee. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. Big love.